It's no secret that Mario Party is a staple of a Nintendo console's lifespan. As such, the series has seen multiple entries on each home console since the Nintendo 64. Minus the failed Wii U, of course. It even got some games on the handhelds like the 3DS and DS. So when it was announced that the Switch would be getting its third entry during a Nintendo Direct, fans were both skeptical and excited. On the skeptical hand, the Switch had yet to produce one that truly won over fans. While Superstars was solid, it was bland and just old content from previous entries given a facelift. And Super Mario Party was a complete wash, with little to no content, and forced Joy-Con motion controls upon you with no alternatives. On the excited hand, the third time could be the charm we were looking for. Jamboree's initial reveal showed a lot of promise in that direct, looking alive and vibrant, while returning to that creative spark many loved. It was entirely possible they could have hit a home run here, with a focus on the core Mario Party formula that was sorely missing from recent entries. Pair that with a few improvements, and it easily had the potential to be a no-brainer to any Switch owner's collection. So, is Jamboree a return to the great Mario parties the older console generations offered, like the N64, GameCube, and Wii? Or is it yet another disappointment that doesn't deliver on that faithful and beloved Mario Party experience? To say that Jamboree outdoes the other two Switch entries would be an understatement. It blows them out of the water by every metric. So much so, I'm not going to spend much time on comparing them, as it would be a landslide across the board. Jamboree does a wonderful job of shooting the gap between familiarity and innovation, something the other two sorely lacked. Whether it be from the lively game boards to the wide variety of minigames in between rounds, Jamboree does great not only on its first impression, but the many that follow after. While Mario Party isn't known for being a demanding game in its history, the Switch, on the other hand, has run into several performance issues consistently throughout its lifespan. So much so that many reviewers have to dedicate a whole section to the performance when reviewing a Switch title.
Platinum has pushed the Switch to its limits and the frame rate often can't keep up, which brings to mind how strange it is that this series has spanned 3 generations of time on basically the same hardware.
Thankfully, Jamboree runs buttery smooth throughout the entire experience with no hitching whatsoever. It's practically seamless between turns or rounds, never missing a beat with even fast load times, which is good in a party game to keep it rolling. On the same note, stability is spectacular here. I never ran into a visual, audio, or gameplay bug at all, and it's highly appreciated. The presentation with Jamboree is superb to say the least, the most prominent being a very clean UI during gameplay on the boards. It even moves once a player's turn is over, and I much prefer this over the usual static layout in most Mario Party games. Moving everyone's scoreboard at the bottom while putting all the text selections at the top of the screen also makes a better viewing experience for not only the players, but the spectators as well. With the game having 7 boards, over 110 minigames, and 22 playable characters, Jamboree gives you a lot to dive into. I first want to tackle the 7 boards, 5 of which are new, and 2 are remakes from past entries. The new boards bring a lot of variety and life to the game, and remind me a lot of the great boards in Mario Party 8, like Shy Guys Express and Koopa's Tycoon Town. It's key that a board not only shakes up gameplay, but also has the player make tough choices throughout. Rainbow Galleria and Roll 'n' Raceway both do a wonderful job of this in spades. Roll 'n' Raceway, for example, has the first star appear on one part of the track and will alternate to the other part of the track when the first one is picked up, allowing you to grab the star right away after someone else did if planned correctly. However, something to note with the 5 new boards is that they should be played on higher turn counts. While counts of 15 and below are quick and dirty, it does hurt the boards, not allowing them to flow easily. Other than that, the 2 retro boards are solid and serve their purpose just fine, and is easily one of the better offerings of boards we've ever had in Mario Party. The minigames here also do a great job. While I wouldn't call them the best ever, they are pretty good. Though I much prefer Mario Party 8, as they have some pretty great ones.
Go!
Stroke that!
Go, 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 go! Give me that! Give me that! Give me that!
Though Jamboree does enough variety and BS to keep its minigames engaging, as Mario Party should, In comparison, I found Superstars minigames to be blink it and it's over, while here some are quick and others last a bit longer than you would expect, like the Showdown minigames, which are character specific and more complex than the normal minigames. Speaking of which, this is where Jamboree brings its new mechanic in, the Jamboree Buddies. Most of the characters that are not selected by the 4 players can appear as a Jamboree Buddy, and whoever gets them first will have an advantage in their respective Showdown minigame to see who gets them. These minigames are a treat for everyone playing, even if you don't nab the buddy at the end. Personal highlights for me are Waluigi Pinball, here being pure chaos for minutes on end, and Donkey Konga Line being a really solid rhythm game actually. Once a player has won a buddy through these Showdown minigames, they can do all actions twice on the board, from the spaces they land on to, yes, buying items and stars, yes, even forcing Bowser spaces twice as well, which is really funny. It's a nifty spice added to the formula that can even up and balance as the series is widely known for. However, if you wish to tone down these luck elements, a new Pro Ruse option has been added here that turns Mario Party into a strategy game of sorts. Stripping many of the luck elements, bonus stars are now known at the start of the game, luck spaces allow you to pick between coins or double dice, shops have a stock that can be deplete if bought out, and many other changes. It's a welcome addition. Aside from that, I would have liked a bit more fine-tuning in terms of the game options. There are options to turn off motion minigames and allow for voting them, but in terms of pacing options, there's only text speed, which doesn't do much to help pace. As such, games can drag their feet just a bit more than I would like, though it's not a complete deal breaker. Other than that, it's safe to say that Jamboree struck a solid enough balance between the boards and minigames, alongside bringing enough changes to shake up the normal Mario Party experience for new and old players. The Switch can and has put out some really visually pleasing games. Breath of the Wild and Mario Wonder especially are the shining examples of this. However, in the same breath, it can also vomit out some detestable and unpleasant visuals for your eyes, like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. With Jamboree, thankfully, the visuals are good enough and pass the mark, but leaves a lot of creativity on the cutting room floor. It still kinda has that generic Mario spunk. It would have been nice to see them get a bit more creative like they did in Galaxy, Odyssey, or the previously mentioned Wonder, but it's serviceable. In the audio department, the sounds and music are superb to say the least. Here with a lot of variety of tracks to fit whatever board or minigames you're playing. Now I want to talk about how Jamboree stacks compared to the other entries in the Mario Party series. While the discussion of the best Mario Party is highly debated with no clear favorite from most players, Mario Party 8 is my personal favorite, with the GameCube titles right behind it. 8 had some of the series' best minigames even in spite of using the Wii remote, and it absolutely nails its board designs that ask a lot of strategy out of the players on any given turn. So does Jamboree best Mario Party 8 for that spot? Personally, not quite. But it definitely does give 8 alongside the GameCube titles a run for their money, no doubt. While Jamboree is one of the best we've gotten in a long time, a few things stop it in my opinion from entering the best ever status. First is the minigames. While good, there aren't those handful of ones you are dying to play in every match like the other games have. Secondly, there are some really missed opportunities on the boards and creativity in general. Imagine a New Donk City board from Odyssey, a Yoshi Island one, or even a Paper Mario one! Oh, it would have been so awesome, but they got kinda safe here unfortunately. Also, why not add costumes for each board like there was in the N64 games? Or at least skins for each character I can unlock and choose? I mean, you have Smash Ultimate right there! I would have been more than thankful to use those skins. But when the only things I can say are small nitpicks, it's safe to say Jamboree does a wonderful job at being a great Mario Party game. I even wouldn't be surprised if it becomes some people's favorites. There's a lot to love here in Jamboree. With Jamboree being at a $60 price tag, it can be a bit hard to mass recommend it to every Switch owner. However, I think it's well worth the purchase if you have friend or family hangouts constantly. Even if you don't, it has a host of multiplayer options available if you have people far away from you want to play with. It makes for a wonderful addition to any Switch library and is by far the best Mario Party on the Switch currently available. If you love Mario Party, I would strongly recommend you go buy it. You won't be disappointed. Which now leaves us with the final score of Jamboree. It definitely is a return to the Mario Party goodness and a highlight of the series, but it also does leave some potential behind that could have bolstered it to the all-time best in the series. Overall, I give Super Mario Party Jamboree a 8 out of 10 score, with a must-buy for those who constantly host parties. It's a surefire way to bring a great time and many funny memories to a night. I mean, just within my first 3 games I had with my friends, I felt like I made my money back worth on the purchase easily. Let's hope this is the start of a new streak of great Mario Party games from Nintendo.